Hey everyone, it's Joe from Multi-Sport Mindset. Today I'm going to share with you level 7 in my Programming Deadlifts for Speed video series, which is strength speed. Kettlebell swings focusing on that really explosive hip thrust. As soon as it hits your pelvis, you want to explode up. I don't know if you can see it, but I have this thing called the Kettle Grip, and it's made in San Diego, and I can put it on every one of my dumbbells so I can adjust it to the person that I'm with, to the person that I'm training, to make more individualized programming around their abilities. Banded repeated kettlebell swings, where the band is going to pull it back every time that you thrust your hips forward. I find this exercise much more engaging in terms of my hips and having to be powerful, and after doing banded kettlebell swings, the kettlebell swings feel very, very light. Repeated goblet jumps, which are especially good for beginners and can even replace the trap bar jumps or the power cleans and the hang high pulls with inexperienced players, because if the weight is too heavy, they can always drop it and they're not at risk of hurting themselves. In speed strength, yes, we do perform depth jumps where we drop off of a certain height and immediately perform a broad jump as quickly and as far as we can. But before you ever do that, just like in phase 1 of the deadlifts, where we're moving the weight 5 seconds down and 5 seconds up, owning that weight and learning to decelerate and control force, before we perform depth jumps, we need to learn to control depth drops off of certain heights. And it's important to start really low, because even though it may not feel like it, these types of plyometrics can be very taxing, and it takes a while for your body structure and the tendons to gain the capacity to perform a lot of high quality work doing the depth drops and the depth jumps. So when I perform them, I want to drop off the box and land as quietly as possible, as if I was a ninja. Absorb that force and be able to hold that position for 2 to 3 seconds. If somebody was to come and push me, I should be very stable. We want to absorb that force and be quiet. Over time, once I've accustomed to the depth drops and I can land incredibly silently and softly, I can progress to depth jumps, which will be, as soon as I land, I perform a broad jump as far as I can. Remember to control your finish, and if somebody was to push you, you need to be stable. Always start with a low height, and over time, gradually build to a high height. Step off, immediately jump on impact, land softly. I'm going to skip to the high box. I'm going to step off, land, immediately jump. I want to have as little ground contact time as possible. Once you get really good at depth drops and then depth jumps, you can perform repeated depth jumps onto boxes or over hurdles. Remember to land as softly as you can on the final box, and that in between each box, you want to have as little ground contact time as possible, so you're hitting the ground and then exploding up. You always want to land silently like a ninja. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to Multi-Sport Mindset. And if you have a topic you want me to cover in a future video, post it in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my Speed Strength Challenge, which can be seen here, where I have to flip the tire 4.5 times and then throw a football through, hit a baseball through, kick a soccer ball through, and shoot a tennis ball through. And also the next video in our Programming Deadlifts for Speed series, which can be seen here, on absolute speed and starting strength, where I show you 3 tiers of exercises that progress to you sprinting your fastest.